Not only are Padme Amidala and Poe Dameron a married couple in this movie, but Jane and Valkyrie are besties. How does that alone not get you pumped to check this movie out? Annihilation, directed by Alex Garland, director of the 2014 sci-fi masterpiece Ex Machina, in which Lara Croft played an android, and is the 2018 sci-fi drama that was released in the US in theatres, but sadly it was just put straight on Netflix in the UK. I mean, no idea why it didn't get a theatrical release for the UK. I'm sure UK moviegoers would have felt left out. But anyway, Annihilation tells the story of this former Marine and scientist professor at a university, Lena, played by Academy Award winning Natalie Portman, and her husband, after disappearing for an entire year, unexpectedly returns from this inhabited realm known as the Shimmer, and when he starts dying, she and a team of and an all-female team enter the Shimmer to in an attempt to save her husband's life, but also to figure out what secrets is the Shimmer truly hiding. I just saw Annihilation on Netflix, and I could have reviewed it yesterday, but I just wanted to fully process my extremely complex and detailed thoughts on this movie that makes you think hard. I mean, Alex Garland, he sure is a fan of twist and thinking movies. He's he's literally the he's like the twin of Ryan Johnson in that as a filmmaker, and I can totally understand why Annihilation is one of the most divisive movies of the 2010s. It may be the most divisive movie to be released since Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and its pulverizing reaction is totally justified. If you are on the more positive side and love this movie, then that's awesome. And if you're on the more negative side and you despise this movie, that's awesome. It's it's perfectly fine whichever side you're on. Everybody is entitled to their own take on a movie like this. And as for me, I'm stuck in the middle. I am beyond torn and mixed about how I feel about Annihilation. I mean, sure, I admire it for being an incredibly ambitious film, but I can safely say Annihilation, it's not the amazing movie that it strives to be, but it's a perfectly adequate, good movie for the first half. I mean, I will get to my issues with the second half later on, but so but the first half of this movie was the part where I was into it. I was loving the characters. I was adoring the setup of the Shimmer. I mean, the cherry on top of this movie is that it is a amazing looking and immaculately shot movie, and an amazing sounding movie. Yeah, I mean, the Shimmer itself, this inhabited world that's, it's an alien world mutating our world in the small patch that it has landed on. It's made this, stunning looking world that is reminiscent of Pandora from Avatar, with creatures like alligators and bears and deers with flowers on their antlers. And though don't get your hopes up, as Garland is not a patch on James Cameron as a storyteller and a writer, but still the and the score for the movie is also it's also it's incredibly chilling, and it always you know makes you take a deep breath before whatever scene is going to happen next. And it's creative how Alex Garland chose to, title certain chapters and events in this movie, like the chapters of a book, by the time they reach the lighthouse, the climax, they title it the lighthouse in subtitles on the screen. And Natalie Portman, she's absolutely phenomenal throughout every single millisecond of this movie. And yeah, the character of Lena. I applaud Alex Garland for making her a character who's both sympathetic and at the same time a character who wants to, make up for her mistakes in the past, and prove that to her husband that she truly loves him. There is one subplot that has been criticised by some for being unnecessary, but I respectfully beg to differ, because it's a because it gives Jane even more motivation to go into the Shimmer, where she's having an affair with this other university professor, and you can tell the how guilty she feels inside for doing this, and that other university professor is married too, so he's cheating on his other wife. So she realizes, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I love my husband. And Oscar Isaac, her husband, he may not be in the movie as much as some would like him to be, as he's in a coma for the majority of the runtime, and most of his scenes are in flashbacks. But he is always incredible as he is in anything. And I freaking adored our five lead protagonists. The strong, all a woman team that go on the mission to enter the Shimmer. You have the leader of the group, who she's the first person to explain what's going on to Lena, and she no matter what keeps the team to urging the team to push on. And Shepard is easily the most she's the kindest and most sympathetic of the team, and she is the first to get a bonding moment with Lena when they're rowing on a boat. And even Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin she's the most hardcore and badass of the girls. There are some scenes where she needs to act more dramatic than she often does, because she's known for being more of a comedic actress. And Tessa Thompson's character, she's the brains of the team, the scientist similar to Lena, who figures everything out, about how the Shimmer works with mutating cells. After a promising start in the first half, the film for me just collapses in the second half. And it depends on whether or not you're a fan of the direction that this movie took in the second half. And I say the decisions that Alex Garland made with the second half and resolution of this movie sucks. The second half of this movie, it becomes a merciless film. It's literally none of the characters survive. It kills off literally all of them, and I hated that. I hated that so much. I was fully attached to every single one of these team members. I was rooting for them all the way to make it to the end, to get some to get a happy resolution. And if you wanted the movie to take that direction, well, brace yourselves like me for disappointment, because that doesn't happen, I'm afraid, folks. The first encounter they have, the first action scene in the Shimmer with the alligator, that was the best one, as at least all of them came out of that one unharmed, and they defeated the Gazer by solid teamwork. But then after that, when they get to this abandoned building and at night, so this mutated demon bear, it drags Shepherd into the forest and eats her. You're like, come on, Shepherd was my favourite member of the team. Why is she the first character to go? I mean, and poor Shepherd, she didn't deserve that. I mean, first we find out she sadly lost her daughter to leukemia, which was just which was cruel enough. But to have her be the first character in this movie to be killed off, and then the bear comes back to this other abandoned house. Never before have I hated a bear more in a movie than that bear right there. I mean, the bear from The Fox and the Hound and Mordu from Brave are cuddly teddy bears in comparison to this frickin' bear. I mean, at least that bear got its comeuppance. Tessa Thompson's character did defeat it, but even her character, meets a horrible, untimely demise where she just gives up and grows into a bunch of flowers, and they never explain how that works ever. And then once we get to the climax, the lighthouse, we see that this alien that has made the Shimmer in the first place, this Annihilation, I think they call it. It's some of Jane's blood travels into the alien, and it transforms into a clone of her that and copies her every move. And but we are led to believe that Jane, sets the alien on fire, and she destroys the alien and the Shimmer in the process, and we believe she's the only survivor to come out of it. But then at the very end, when she and her husband hug, they both have, alien eyes. So we're like, I mean, I'm sorry, but Alex Garland, he just he bit off more than he could chew with that twist. So he's saying that the alien clones of Alina and her husband are survived, whereas the real ones are died. I mean, it's just a twist. It's a forced twist ending for the sake of a I got you there ending. I mean, Alex Garland, I'm sorry, but you shot yourself in the foot with that twist. I mean, yeah, I couldn't. I mean, even if I was a scientist, I couldn't figure out what the ending of this movie was trying to say. And it's okay for me to go into spoilers with this movie, as it is 2 years old now. So overall, I have rarely been more mixed and conflicted on a movie than I have with Annihilation. The first half is a tremendous pro, but the second half is a tremendous con. I mean, if it depends on whether or not you're a fan of the second half, but if you're not a fan of where the second half goes, then I would recommend you just turn the movie off at the halfway point and just watch the first half. It kills off far too many characters. I understand you need to occasionally kill off characters in a movie to raise the stakes and the urgency of the situation, but come on, at least let some of them live, because if your favourite character goes too soon, you're not going to want to stick with the movie for any longer. I give Annihilation 3 stars out of 5. Good movie. Annihilation is kind of a horror movie, but not really at the same time. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Annihilation? And which did you like better, Ex Machina or Annihilation? I cannot wait to hear whether you guys agree or disagree with me about this particular movie. Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And remember, movies are us.